Okay, within a few days, we're going to be talking about Montreal Canadiens young guys that kind of haven't really been living up to expectations. A few days ago, we talked about Kotkaniemi, and we talked about how his sophomore slump is really bad, but how I personally still don't think that hinders what Kotkaniemi can be in the future. I still think he can be a really good player. Let's talk about one other player who is also young, who is also a Montreal Canadien, and who also isn't really being utilized in the ways that he could be, and as a result, it's reflecting in their performance. What's up with Ryan Poehling? Seriously, that's a question that I want answered. What is the plan for Ryan Poehling? Because when I look at Ryan Poehling, I take a look at a guy who was playing with the St. Cloud State University Hockey Club just a year ago, and who was totally on top of his game, totally just dominating the competition out there, and was being really solid. A guy who a lot of Canadiens fans took a look at and said, hey, we got this guy at the end of the first round in 2017. What a steal. This is a top 6 potential player who came in here, totally destroyed the NCAA, totally destroyed the World Juniors with Team USA, and he had a hat trick in his first game for the Canadiens. What a player this is going to be, right? But now, Ryan Poehling, at 21 years of age, he recently turned 21 as well, is playing on the fourth line as a left winger with Nate Thompson and Dale Weise. He's getting about 10 minutes of ice time per night, and this season Poehling is only at 1 point in 24 Canadiens games played. The guy doesn't have an NHL assist yet. The guy has 4 NHL goals, and 3 of them came in his first game. Ryan Poehling is in a weird position where he's been going up and down between the AHL's Laval Rocket and the fourth line of the Montreal Canadiens. Furthermore, he's not even doing his center duties on the Montreal Canadiens. So, to me, I take a look at this and I say, okay, what the heck is going on here? What's going on here? What we had a year ago was a prospect that many Canadiens fans really believed was a legit top 6 guy, and now, a year later, he's in a position where the development is not really coming. Sure, you could say he's going to get better down the line. In fact, I think he's going to get way better down the line. But how do you do that when you play the guy 10 minutes a night as a left winger nonetheless, which is an unnatural position for him, on a line with Nate Thompson and Dale Weise? I love Dale Weise as much as the next guy, but playing Poehling with Weise and Thompson doesn't really look like the best development path in my opinion. With the Laval Rocket, he had 12 points in 26 games. That's not amazing, but at the same time, it's a better set of numbers than he's been having up here with Montreal. Furthermore, playing with Laval has given Poehling a lot more time to really develop that center game in a lot more minutes than he's being given up here with the main club. I ask what's going on with Ryan Poehling, not because I think he's a bad player, but because the way he's being used and the way he's being developed is so weird to me that I think it warrants a discussion here. Kotkaniemi had a video because he was just going through a legitimate sophomore slump. The guy's getting scratched as well. Taking a look at this with objective eyes, taking a look at Kotkaniemi not really performing up to the standard that people thought he would be, and Poehling not being utilized in the way that people thought he should be, one may ask, do you send either, if not both of these guys, to Montreal's farm team in Laval? Is that a viable option here? Because what you have with Ryan Poehling is a two-way center who needs his two-way time. A guy who can go out there, score some points, play on the power play, play on the PK as well, and be an overall contributor to your hockey team in every scenario. But he's not being given the opportunity to showcase that that's what he can be. Now, I'm not saying that he's supposed to be that now, But what I am saying is that playing him on the fourth line with Weise and Thompson isn't going to be helping him get there anytime soon. So, it's a weird, interesting debate, isn't it? Especially when you're looking at a team that wants to make the playoffs in the next few years. This came out on Elliot Friedman's 31 Thoughts, why the Canadiens most likely won't go after rentals nor trade away their own players as rentals themselves. Because if it's not this year the Canadiens make the playoffs, they want to make the playoffs next year. And this year is kind of a long shot nowadays anyway. So, in my opinion, if you take a look at it this way, there's no way the Canadiens make the playoffs this year, right? Right? They're too far back in the race, and they've already blown off all their chances to get back into the race, that any win streak they go on, any little tear they have, to me at least, it seems like it would be too little, too late. So, in my opinion, when you have a team that hasn't given them the opportunities to make the playoffs, and is most likely not going to be there this year, why not just go all out? Play Poehling on your top six. Give him the minutes he probably should be using to develop. And if you're not going to do that, send the guy to Laval, because he has been doing well over there. Now, half a point a game isn't as good as people thought he would be in Laval, but it's still better than 1 goal in 20-ish games with the main club. So, Poehling, man, what is going on with Ryan Poehling? How are they developing him? How are the decisions being made? When you take a look at it and say, yeah, okay, play Poehling on an unnatural left-wing position on the fourth line. Because, in my opinion, Poehling still has the potential to be a 60, 65, maybe even a 70-point guy in the NHL. A two-way player who can play in the top of your lineup, in the bottom of your lineup, on the short-handed units and the power play units. A guy who could round out the top six nicely with a skill set that a lot of teams will be fearing at either end of the ice. That to me is what Ryan Poehling brings. That to me is what Ryan Poehling displayed playing for St. Cloud State, playing for Team USA, and playing in that one game last season where he had a hat trick. And he scored in the shootout too. The guy scored pretty much 4 goals that game. Ryan Poehling to me has this boatload of potential that you're not allowing to open up by playing him where you're playing him right now. You could argue the same thing is being said for Kotkaniemi, because the guy's getting scratched. Why not send him to Laval as well? Hey, it's not like you got anything to lose. You've been losing so many games. Why not lose a little bit more, Habs fans? And I know there's a lot of other people who do believe in the same things that I'm saying here as well. If you don't, then that's okay. Just comment down below what you think needs to be done with Poehling, if anything. If you're okay with Poehling being played on the fourth line with these minutes, 10 minutes a night, with Thompson and Weise, then please explain to me why that's a good thing. I'm open to hearing about it. But just taking a look at how I see things, I see a player who has potential, and I see a player who's not being utilized to have that potential grow. And that frustrates me. Because as a Habs fan, I've seen our prospects, I've seen the picking and choosing that Marc Bergevin has done to select these guys, and I've seen these guys develop. I've seen these guys grow as prospects, as valuable pieces in the Canadian system, but to see this happen to them at the main club level, it's frustrating. And again, no doubt in my mind do I have that Ryan Poehling is going to be good one day, but it slows down more and more when I see how he's being used. So, in a year where the Canadiens don't look like they're going to make the playoffs, why not go all out? Either send him to Laval or play him in the top 6. Maybe even the top 6 is a little bit too much. Top 9 maybe, just not with Weise and Thompson. And heck, even if he is playing with Weise and Thompson, why not play the guy at center where he belongs? Hope you enjoyed this video, Social Host 99, and bye.